Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Lord Equal Hards, once again, and you're watching CORP Exchange Television. And this is an Economist Corner segment. We have to do a quick advertisement. This is from a company we just bought. Nice silver chain here, silver platinum chain right here. From Treasury Refinery. You can pick this up for $960. It's a good deal. Treasury Refinery. Quick advertisement here on CORP Exchange Television. Lord Ibo Risi Hards, CORP Exchange Television. Lord Ibo Risi Hards, Economist Corner. So we're talking about GDP, and the name of this one is the Macroheadwinds. GDP does not grow, earnings do not grow. So if your GDP doesn't grow, your earnings don't grow. Agreed? Okay. What's the next step for the global recovery? The trend indicates a breakout to the upside. Could this situation get any worse? A question was posed to me. Sure. Will it? No. Governments, global economic governments will not allow it. There will always be more than one way to stop the bleeding. The correct healing is the correct way to heal is the issue. The cutbacks and the stimulus should be in place now. Companies will find ways to sustain positive earnings, as they always do, especially in the Dow Jones Industrial Averages. These companies, for some reason, most of them, they never lose. 3 out of 4 quarters of the year, they will find a way to lose. Losses are seen and kept minimal, and cutbacks are on the rise. We were seeing that earlier in the later teens of the decades, the laters. But now you're seeing the companies are doing more. Like, take for instance, they're hiring more people now. They're cutting back on full-time and benefits, which allows the benefits, but they're hiring more people and they pay a lot more. The problem occurs when the opportunities to make a fast buck comes around. And we see that in financials. When the interest rates are low, the financial companies find ways to make more money by just making more money off of their customers, fees. This is after the past experience in 2008 financial crash. We saw that, and it just keeps happening. The opportunities, when they present themselves, especially in the U.S. economy, they will be exploited. There is no doubt about that. There is no mistake about that. You're watching CORP Exchange Television. Lord Ibo Risi Hards. And this is an Economist Corner segment called Macroheadwinds. And GDP does not grow, earnings do not grow. The macro headwinds for a vast growing global economy is a myth. Most dead brain economists will agree. How could economies falter? Financial regulation will affect the marketplace, and if it's rushed, if it's rushed through, it will be in the end it will be reduced, and the what happens there is the system reacts. So the system being technology based, it helps boost the confidence in the macro outlook, and that is pretty much for all global economies, especially smaller economies. So when the regulation is crammed in, like how they say, well, you're pushing it too fast, or you're bringing it in and you're readjusting the mandates and you're changing the yield curves and whatever you have to do, you're regulating and you're tightening, you're tightening the regulation. The system then winds, it starts to tighten, it winds, And when the pieces of regulation, when it's time for them to be released, like the system starts to click, and it runs itself. And you see that a lot of times where people say the computers are controlling everything. You know, that's what happens when the regulation is pushed in too fast. The system runs itself, and it could run itself. It could derail itself. It really could. So the spread of the technology, but what the technology does is the technology makes everybody's life easier. So even though you're having a problem here with your bank or with your mortgage broker or with buying food or shopping online, the technology, you know, it makes you more comfortable inside your world. It puts like a cushion between reality. It's real, but it puts a cushion from how far human beings have come to how far you're gonna go. You know, back in the days, you had to gather wood to make a fire. Now you just go press a button and the stove comes on. You know what I'm saying? The fire just comes on and you sit back and you're cooking and drinking and you're under nice lights. You know, people forget the basic technology so that goes on the planet. So the technology boosts confidence in consumers and the macro outlook in all global economies, especially smaller economies. The small economies are now growing as well as emerging markets, and the future does seem to play out with more opportunities that were not available in the past. You're watching IZ Exchange Television. I'm Lord Ebo Reese Hards, and this is an ECONOMIST CORNER segment called Macroheadwinds. GDP does not grow, earnings do not grow. And by the way, go look up Treasure Refinery. It's a jewelry company I just bought, and we make our own jewelry. And see this one? This is very nice. I love this piece. You can pick it up for, what do they say, $9.75. There's no sales, there's no discounts. It's just straight price. Thank you, and have a very blessed day. Goodbye.